At this point, we are ready to start assembling the base for our table. Stay tuned and I'll show you how we attach the legs to the aprons using dominoes and pocket screws. Today I'm back at the table that we're working on, showing Benjamin how to make a table base. So what I've got here so far, I've got my stringers all done. I've made all my legs there, basically 3x3 laid up maple. And what I've done to keep my orientation correct is I've taken the ends here and I've marked my ends, numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 in terms of the legs. And then on my aprons, I make sure when I dry fitted it that I've got my number 1 end of my apron and my number 1 hole here for my domino. I've got those lined up. So my orientation is always correct when I'm putting those together. So you can see I've marked them as number 1, number 1. I put a slash mark on there to make sure that I have the orientation correctly. And then up here, you'll see I marked at the top. So that's the part that's going to connect to the top. On my table, and then I've marked a little tick here on the outside. So that's the outside of my apron. Again, I want to keep my orientation as correct as I can. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these together with a domino that I've already cut in there. Reason I use the domino on this one is because these legs and aprons do not have any 1/4 inch offset that you would typically have to create a little bit of a shed line on that leg. This is going to be a real contemporary style table. So they want the face of the table and the legs and the aprons all to be in a single plane. So that gives me the best means of getting accuracy in terms of the placement of that leg. And like I said, I marked them. And then what I'm going to do is I also marked what's going to be the inside of my apron. And I'm going to take it over here to my Kreg screws and I'm going to run Kreg screw holes down in each end of that. So let's grab our drill over here and let's take it over to our Kreg screw fixture here. And let's see how tight we are there. We're going to loosen this up just a little bit, take the lock nut back. And I'm going to screw this plunger into the fixture so I've got more room for my apron here. I normally have 3/4 inch thick stock for aprons. This one happens to be 1.25 inches. So I've got to loosen this up quite a bit by driving this plunger in so I can get to the point where we're going to lock it nice and tight into this Kreg screw setup. Great device. I like Kreg screws for holding joints together. It's a good mechanical fastening means. And everybody thinks it's the newest and the latest thing and all that. But I did a table restoration probably 3 years ago. And it was a table that predated the Civil War and it had pocket screws in it. Somebody had taken a bit brace and literally cut pocket screws into the apron to put in the table base together. So I've got my legs again marked here on the inside so I know which side my screws got to go on. I'm going to run it right up to that edge, lock it down. I've got my Kreg screw bit set into my drill driver. So it's an offset bit with a depth collar on it. Just going to run that down in there. And oftentimes when you're doing hardwoods, your maples, your oaks, your chairs, what have you, those flutes in that bit are going to plug up with the shavings from the drill. So what I always do, I'll take it down about half the depth of my cut and then I'll draw it back out and clear it so that my flutes don't get full and end up binding into the hole itself. And do that. Take all the way out to the bottom and clear it. And then I'll take and I'll move this over to where I have my opposite side of my apron. I'm going to drill the hole there. So these holes will miss where the domino ultimately is going to go. So they'll go right into good solid wood. Clear it again. Finish the hole. Set that aside. And there I go. I've got 2 nice pocket holes into my apron ready to go. So before I attach this to my leg, I might as well make it easier on myself and drill the hole on the other side here as well. Let's get that lined up right to the edge of the fixture, just because I like my spacing to be consistent on both sides of my apron. Move it over the other direction. Get our spacing right again. Set that aside. Take this out. There, I've got my Kreg holes, pocket screw holes, on both ends of my apron. Now I've come over here. I've got my table set up. I'm going to make sure that my orientation is correct and ready to go before I put any glue on it or anything like that. And being that I'm going to put this together here right now, I'm going to go grab a clamp real quick and make sure that I can pull a little bit of pressure onto that while we're putting the Kreg screws in, or the pocket screws, into place. So let's grab this clamp. This will get the job done. And obviously all 4 legs are done exactly the same way. Let's move number 4 out of the way. So I've got my leg here. I've got my orientation correct. So I've got my end piece here. And I'm looking at my orientation being right on this side. I can see it on this side. I'm going to take my Domino, grab a couple Kreg screws, and for this particular application, being that I've got a little deeper leg, I'm going to use 1.5 inch coarse Kreg screws. And I'm using number 850 Dominoes for this. And one thing I like to do is, after I've opened up a fresh box of Dominoes, I'll divide them into little bags and I'll keep them in a Ziploc bag, just because they're dehydrated, they're compressed. I don't want moisture to get in there, the ambient moisture from being in the shop. I don't want those to be affected and have them swell a little bit. So I always keep them sealed in a Ziploc bag in small quantities, so I don't end up risking having them get enlarged by swelling a little bit. We're going to take our trusted glue block here, get a little glue run down on that, like that. That's more than enough for this application. I like to take my Domino, get the glue all the way around on the end that I'm going to insert first, a little bit on the end there as well. Slide that right into my hole here. And then I'm going to get my glue on the rest of that Domino. And it's liberal, but not sloppy too much. I'm going to run some of this glue down the center of this face. I don't want to put too much on there because I don't want it running all over the place. And that's why I like to use the brush and the glue block, because then I can get the glue I want in the location that I want it. Okay, we've got our orientation here. We're going to slide this into place like that. I'm going to take this nice long clamp here and get that cleared out of the way. And I'm going to have to turn this over to get access to my pocket screws. So that's going to work out real well. Put this clamp up on there. I'm going to pull that nice and snug. And the good thing about the Dominoes is when I've got that pulled up there nice and snug, as tight as they fit, my face on this side is going to line up perfect, and my face here on the top is going to line up perfect again. So I don't have to worry about the alignment so much. I just have to get it in the place I want when I originally cut that Domino hole and put it together. Then I've got my Kreg screws here. Again, these are 1.5 inch coarse. My long square drive on my driver here. Pull it up nice and snug. And after you've done enough of the pocket screws, you get to understand the tone that the driver makes when that screw is real tight in there. It just changes pitch ever so slightly, and it tells you when it's tight. Right there we go. There, now my clamping is all done. I'm perfectly lined up here. I've got a perfect, nice flush face there. Let's go down to number 4 here. 1 and 4 go together. So what I can do is basically the same thing. Repeat that. Get my orientation correct because I've got my 4 indicated on the face here and on the top of the leg, and I've got my slash mark there, knowing that my orientation is correct. I can take a little more glue. As my friend Daniel, the bearded Viking, would say, a little dab of glue. Just a little dab of glue. Put my glue onto my domino, get that coated real well, slide it up into the end of my apron, coat the rest of it, get that oriented, get my glue on the face of my apron. Again, not so much, enough to get it to adhere real well, but not so much that it's going to be squeezing out all over the place. Get those out of our way. Grab a couple Kreg screws. Let's slide this together. And let's not do that because that hurts. Let's reach down here and grab our slap wrench. Get that oriented right. Get our clamp on there. These pinch clamps work really, really good for this. I don't need a whole lot of pressure to compress that because the screws are going to take up the vast majority of the tension that we need. And when you're screwing these in, something else to be mindful of too is don't put your hand directly downstream from your driver, because if it does happen to slip out and goes into your hand, it can be a little less than pleasant experience for you. Cinched up nice and tight. Got a little bit of squeeze out there. That's okay. And there you go. You got another pocket. Screw hole filled with a screw. And ready to go. So there we have what we need to put our legs together. A real nice solid joint there. And like I said before, this face of my apron and the face of my leg are actually flush. So if I've got a little glue squeeze out there, that's okay. If it's not a perfect alignment, I'm going to sand it again anyway before this gets a finish on it. But that's what our apron's going to look like. It's ready to go. And obviously we're going to do that for the other end of the table. And then we'll connect the 2 long sections together. So we'll show you how to do one of those. And this is going to have pretty much straight edges all the way around with just a little bit of a radius on them. So once I've got them together, I can put that radius on. The radius is going to be on the outside here, so that'll be easy. The only thing that'll be a bit of a challenge is the radius on the inside of the apron here. I maybe should have put that on ahead of time, but I didn't, so that's just something we'll have to deal with. We'll get the handheld trim router to do almost all of it, and then I'll just carve the remainder with a chisel, and that'll work really well. So that is how we take our legs and glue our aprons on it. We'll glue the 4 legs together with the aprons, have it all in one piece, and then I'll show you how we're going to mount the base to the actual top itself. This has all been sanded, of course, beforehand, and then I'm going to stain it and have a lacquer finish sprayed on it before I actually attach the top, because I'm going to use screw blocks that I'll show you how to use here in a little bit to attach the base to the table, underside of the tabletop. That way, if it ever has to be moved and the owner wants to disassemble it to do that, they can take the legs and the base and separate them from the top to make it a lot easier to get in and out of an environment. This is going to be a particularly tall table. It's going to be 36 inches tall. So they want to be able to disassemble it in case it's got to go through a narrower environment than the double doors that it's going to go through to get into their basement. So with that, we'll bid adieu for today. I'm going to glue the rest of this base together, and then I'll show you how we're going to do the screw blocks to hold the top to the base. If you got any questions or comments on any of that, any of it that's anything less than clear, just let me know. We'll clarify it for you. And as always, we appreciate your comments, appreciate you watching. Go ahead and subscribe.